YouTube videos in PowerPoint is back. It was gone for a little while. YouTube made some changes and then we had to make some changes and catch up, but it all works again and you can now embed YouTube videos in PowerPoint. Let me show you how it works in PowerPoint 2013 and also PowerPoint 2010. So, real easy. You go to the Insert tab and you go to Video and then Online Video. All right. Type in your keywords for a YouTube search. Let's say you want to illustrate teamwork. So you could type in teamwork and get a bunch of videos back. I'm going to type in OneNote free trailer. It doesn't sound very exciting. It is to us. OneNote is now available as a free download, by the way. But my cohort in crime here, Doug Thomas, made this video. And I'm going to go ahead and search and see if I can find it. So YouTube brings back some search results for all these videos that are associated with these keywords, and that's great. I think this is the one I want. I'm not sure, so I'll click that magnifying tool here and I'll be able to play it and make sure this is the one I really want. It looks like it is. I'm going to scrub through here and make sure it's the one that I want. Yep, this is it. So I'll go ahead and I'll click Insert. It'll insert that video for me right there in PowerPoint. This is a streaming video. I'm going to resize it. I'm going to hold down that Control key to resize from the center. I don't know if you've ever done that, but that's pretty helpful. It proportionally resizes if you hold down that Control key. And then if I need to play the video in edit mode, I double click it and then it will load the YouTube stream in here and give me play and mute and all that good stuff at the bottom. And then of course I can always play this in slideshow mode if I need to. And there's Doug in all his glory telling us about OneNote for free plus cool new tools. So that's inserting a YouTube video. Now sometimes that process may not work for you because you'll try this video search over here and let's say you'll put in a keyword and you'll just get gobs and gobs of video back. In that case, you'll want to use video embed code. What is video embed code? Let me show you. Okay, we go over here and we're going to go to the same video up on YouTube that Doug posted several weeks ago. And we go down here, we go to share, and then we go to embed. Okay, here's the embed code. We right click, choose copy. Now some of you might be in the habit of using the old embed code. This is something you had to do with PowerPoint, gosh, a year or so ago. You don't have to use that anymore. In fact, we highly recommend that you use the latest embed code that's available here. This will ensure that your video will play in PowerPoint, into the future, regardless of which operating system it's on, if that's supported on that operating system. So always use the latest. I'm going to copy that out. I'm going to put that in this field here, in this box here. I'll paste it and then click the little arrow, and then any second now I'll get that little streaming video player here, and I can do a control resize again, and the same thing, I can double click and preview the video. Now let's cover PowerPoint 2010. In PowerPoint 2010 you simply go to the Insert tab, just like the other one. You go to Video and then Video from Website. And in PowerPoint 2010's case, you don't have an option to search, so you go ahead and you paste your embed code in there and then click Insert. You can also insert video from other sources. So for example, if you have a video on your PC, you can insert it into PowerPoint. If you have a video on OneDrive.com, you can insert it into PowerPoint. Okay, let's do that. So I'll go to this slide here, and I'll go to Insert, Video, and Video on my PC, and I can choose any kind of video here that I want to. But today I'm going to insert online video, and I'm going to insert it from my OneDrive. Okay, and let me just show you that OneDrive up here real quick. Okay, I've already logged into OneDrive on this web browser here. And I've uploaded this diver in suit video. In fact, I use the upload button to do that. But I can put this in PowerPoint. Okay, it's pretty cool. So I'm already logged on to my OneDrive account, so I click Browse, and there's that diver in suit video that I uploaded there earlier. So if you had vacation videos that you put on OneDrive, or maybe there's a video of you presenting at a conference, or maybe you're teaching someone how to do something and you want to use it in a PowerPoint presentation, you can put it up on OneDrive and then suck it down, put it back into PowerPoint like we are now here. So we'll insert it. It'll download that file and put it into PowerPoint. Now, this video looks a little different, and if you look closely, you'll see what I mean. This video has its play button below the preview frame here, okay? Whereas on here, the play buttons are sort of overlaid on top of the video, and you've got the YouTube logo, of course. So what does this mean? There are two kinds of ways to play back video in PowerPoint. You can stream it or have it local. Streaming video, the copy of the video is up there on YouTube, and then when you insert that video into PowerPoint, it actually doesn't put the whole video in PowerPoint, it streams it. So bits and frames, etc., are gradually fed down to PowerPoint, and they appear for you, and you watch the video, and everything works great. But the source of the video is up there on YouTube. A local video, that whole video is put right into PowerPoint and stored in the PowerPoint file. Okay? So even though you got it from OneDrive, it downloaded it and put it in the PowerPoint file. And I'm sort of signified that here by this real thick border, as if it's just mushed into that file. Okay? Now, what does this mean and why do we care? There are advantages and disadvantages to the two types. We've got streaming video, and the advantages are it keeps the file size low. Okay? You don't put that whole video in the file and make it big. However, a disadvantage is that an internet connection is required. So you might not think that's a big deal, but maybe you go to a conference and beforehand you inserted a streaming video. You go to some, huge steel structure in the back, this event center, and you have this big TV screen behind you, and you want to present this video, and it doesn't work because you don't have a strong enough connection to the internet. So that's a good situation in which to use a local video where there's no connection to anything up here, and the video is stored in the PowerPoint file itself. This is great because it doesn't require a connection, like I said, and you can also apply PowerPoint effects, and I'll show you that in a second. One disadvantage is that your PowerPoint file will be larger in size, so it might be hard to move around, although nowadays that's becoming less and less of a problem. People are storing things on the cloud or even in flash drives and that kind of thing. Just so you know, this one needs an internet connection, this one doesn't. Okay, so let me show you that again in PowerPoint. This is the streaming version of a video, right, with the YouTube logo, the play button here. And this, even though we inserted it from OneDrive, is a locally stored file. It's right inside videos.pptx. So let me show you some of those video effect options I was telling you about that are kind of fun with local video. So I'm going to make this big here. And one of the cool things about local videos, you have more options here in video tools. Okay. For example, for playback options, you can tell it to automatically play when that slide appears. You can tell it to loop. You could play it full screen if you wanted to. You could modify volume levels. Okay, maybe you don't want it to be at 100%. Maybe you want the video to be completely mute. You could do that. You could fade in. You could fade out. You can add these bookmarks. All really cool stuff. My favorite is that you can trim the video. What does this mean? It means you can tell it when to start and stop. So for example, there's a lot of extraneous kind of boring footage in this video right before he jumps off the diving board. So I'm going to move this green point, this start point here, right at the exciting moment where he starts to jump. And then I'm going to move the end point like right when he enters the water and the splash disappears. So I'll click OK. The other thing about local video is that you can overlay text and have the video play underneath it. So I'm going to go to Insert, Text Box, and put a text box up here at the top. So I'll say time to take the plunge. Let's start this project. All right, there we go. Make it big. It's always fun to make text big, isn't it? And then choose a big bold font here. Other cool things you can do, you can actually change the image options for this guy. You can do image correction. It's weird. I mean, you can make this whole thing kind of yellowish if you wanted to. You could change the brightness and contrast if you wanted to. Pretty interesting stuff. I'm not going to do that. That's a little overboard. But anyway, you can do that. And now when you go into slideshow mode, you can see that play, and the text is overlaid, it's looped, and that's all because you're using local video, not streamed video. That's great. You can also play this on PowerPoint Online. Go up here to File. I've already saved this to OneDrive. Here's a fun tip. In the lower right, click Open File Location. You'll go right to your OneDrive.com location in the browser, and you can play these videos in PowerPoint Online. Here is the first video I have here of Doug. Okay, I can play that if I need to. That's probably playing back a little stuttery for you because we're doing a webinar, but there's the other embed code video I did, and then here's that take the plunge video here. All right, let's talk nuts and bolts real quick, and then we'll finish this webinar. There are a lot of different configurations and setup requirements for getting video to work in PowerPoint, and I'm just going to give you a bunch of general recommendations in this bulleted list. If you want to know specific things to have on specific devices or specific versions of PowerPoint, you can go to aka.ms/PowerPoint video, go to the bottom link, and you'll see a link for requirements, and you can learn all about the particulars of all this. But if I were to sum it all up, this bulleted list is a good general guideline. First of all, make sure you have all the latest Microsoft updates, okay? Make sure you have the latest version of your web browser, be it IE, Chrome, Firefox, or Safari. Install the latest version of Internet Explorer. You might think, well, I don't use Internet Explorer. Well, there are some cases where you might need it, so go ahead and install it. If you want to know why, this link will tell you why, okay? Install the latest version of Shockwave Flash Player. Again, you may not need it in all circumstances, but for reliable insertion of video and playback of video, it's a good idea to have that guy installed. And then finally, if you're creating your own video, make MP4 files. It's a very popular, commonly accepted file format, and it works really well with PowerPoint. So that about wraps up our webinar today on YouTube video in PowerPoint. If you want more information about this feature, go to aka.ms/PowerPoint video, and we will give you links and videos and all sorts of resources there to learn more about the feature. For general information about our webinar series, go to aka.ms/offweb, because on that page you have a schedule of all of our upcoming webinars. You have a downloadable reminder, and if you have questions for us, you can post a question there at the bottom on the blog post. So that's a good one to know about. Very special thanks to the webinar team today, Doug, Bruce, Chris, Joy, Peter, and Amit from the PowerPoint team. Thank you very much for your assistance today. And come back next week because we're going to talk about ways to make your computer safe. Okay? Take care.